How did you balance your creative work during your first pregnancy and now? Is it you find we have with this periods you take time off? How are you balancing that with other work? Tell me more about that.
So I had my first child during the lockdown and I was working full time at that point. And because we were in lockdown, we couldn't really go anywhere. So I just decided, let's just start writing to give me some sense of like freedom, but also gets me kind of mentally active. And going for walks was all I can do at that time, but it really allowed me to kind of sit with myself. And sometimes the most terrifying thing is to be alone with your own thoughts. And during that time, I had to learn to be my own best friend. So that was what got me through that. Fast forward to today, I learned how to use my calendar very well, and I found a job that balances my work life and creative outlets very well. So what I do is I make sure that I have set times where I block out my own time. So just time out, just chill, I just veg out so I can have time to relax, meditate. And then I also have periods where I block out to do creative work, 1 to 2 hours, a couple of times a week. It's not that stringent, so I can allow myself to have that flexibility. But I always keep Sundays free for family day where I'm present with my family, but also with myself because I also love myself. I need to love myself.
Yes. Yeah, cool. And did you find when you started time blocking, was that like a big shift in you sticking to that, or did you find, because I find for me sometimes, especially when it's a task maybe it's not a high priority, so this could be creating content, for example, I could time block it but I still don't follow through with it, or something comes up and I'm like, I could put that in there, like trying to fit an extra client, for example. Would you say you have a similar experience, or have you made it like, I guess this is my time, whether I do creative work or not, this is a time for me?
That's a really good question. I'm a very visual person, so when I see my calendar, I can see that there's a set schedule and I can choose to stick with it as best as I can. But, life happens and sometimes you don't have that motivation to go with your creative flow. Like I have that a lot too, like writer's block, and also I feel very tired, being drained from my day job. But I keep it flexible, and I have we have our phones that can do basically everything now. So if I have some sort of idea or a chapter book idea, I just put it down on my phone, mark it, save it for later. So then when I do have time to sit down in my blocked periods, I pull that out. I'm like, oh, thank goodness I wrote this. It was such a good idea. And I just pop it into my work portfolio. I think it's important to not be too frustrated with yourself. When you have an idea, utilize what you have. And your phone is a very powerful tool. I mean, people built careers out of it. So just keep that in mind, have some flexibility, and be patient with yourself.
Hey, just a quick announcement before we return to the podcast. If you're someone who's been feeling a bit stuck lately, maybe you're switching careers, rebuilding your routine, or just trying to get your life together, I get it. That's exactly why I write the Midweek Motivation newsletter, where every week I share real, honest thoughts on training, mindset, and the messy process of figuring life out. Especially for guys like us, we're in our 20s and 30s, just trying to get ahead in our careers, fitness, and performance. It's short and it's personal, and it might just give you the push you need during the middle of the week when it's least motivating. You can subscribe using the link in the show notes below, or go to substack.com and search up Midweek Motivation. All right, let's get back to the podcast. And do you have any habits or activities or maybe routines, for example, throughout your day that helps you, continue with your energy and your creative flow?
Always have a water bottle with you. I find that is so important to keep hydrated, because if you're dehydrated, and I found this, I felt a bit faint. I didn't really want to talk because my voice was dry, and I didn't realize how important it was to have my own toolkit with me. I also have a pen and paper with me at all times. So if my phone dies or I can't use a phone during a session, at least I can write some stuff down with a physical pen and paper. It also helps my skills with writing again, because it's an actual skill. I realized that with the rise of technology, we don't really need to use our handwriting skills as much, but I do love it. And I got my skills of cursive writing from my father, so I want to keep that alive. And taking breaks when you can. It's very well and good to zone in on an activity, but if you don't move around, and I find that I get cramps and I feel really cranky at other people, so it's important to know and listen to your body. Tap into yourself. And once you know what you need from sessions or taking breaks when you need to, then it gives you the capacity to do the best you can and to give more back to other people.
Yeah, definitely. I do like your water bottle there. I think it's important that, I think the small bottles are great for just, convenience when, trying to pack it in your bag. But yeah, a bigger bottle is way better for keeping up the hydration habit and trying to minimize distractions as well from writing. I think, writing your phone, sometimes you see a notification comes up or you just get maybe a habit of going to Instagram very quickly. Yeah, I think the notepad thing, something I don't actually do, might be something I continue doing down the line.
I encourage everyone to do it. It's fabulous.
Yeah. And are you still working full time?
I'm actually working part-time 4 days a week, and then I study 1 day a week at TAFE. So it is a full-time schedule, but I really enjoy what I do. Like studying at TAFE at Screen and Media, I find that I'm meeting new people. I'm coming out of my shell because I'm an introverted person naturally. But I love studying. I love understanding what makes this certain thing tick. What can I do to present myself better to other people? Yeah. How can I use my voice and my skills to create a new piece of work that I've never tried before, like podcasting? And while I work, part-time 4 days a week, I do enjoy what I do. I look at interesting projects from all over the world, working in the university sector. And because everything is so close by, it makes it easier for me to be able to do the things that I want because I worked really hard to get to where I am now. And my son's daycare, is not too far away. So I'm always nearby if he needs me. And so I made it work. Everyone, no matter what your situation, I say, you know how to make it work. Just trust your gut instinct and utilize your calendar as much as possible.
Yeah, awesome.